Standard historical analysis of the Arthashastra focuses on shadows. It's typically presented as a tyrant's manual, a catalog of cutthroat pragmatism, poisons, and calculated betrayals. This interpretation ignores the structural mechanics of the text. Modern political commentators often overlook the engineering principles that hold the entire work together. Chanakya, the author, was actually tackling a complex systems engineering problem. He was designing the architecture for a massive organization that could survive a hostile environment. This physical reality, the sprawling ruins and massive pillars of the Mauryan Empire, represents a network that spanned thousands of miles across the Indian subcontinent. To understand how this civilization maintained stability, we have to look past the symbols of kingship and analyze the actual tech stack of the ancient world. The Mauryan Empire was a distributed system operating over high-latency channels. Data moved at the speed of a courier on foot. The network's nodes were human, governors and village heads. They acted as autonomous units, handling critical data streams to run the state. This created a systemic vulnerability, known in computer science as the Byzantine Generals Problem. A central CPU, the king, must coordinate a single strategy, but field actors might be traitors, passing conflicting information to crash the system. Relying on a single governor for data creates a single point of failure. If that node is compromised by a bribe or an external adversary, they can inject malicious data directly into the state registry. If the central processor executes commands based on corrupted data, the entire state machine can collapse. Chanakya realized that the primary challenge of the state was computational, finding a way to maintain a reliable global state across a network where any individual node could be malicious. To solve this, Chanakya implemented a zero-trust architecture. He assumed every node was compromised and built a system designed to verify every piece of incoming data before it could be used. He utilized Gudapurshas, the secret intelligence agents, traditionally called spies. In architectural terms, these were independent oracle networks tasked with auditing data provided by the governors. To prevent these oracles from lying, Chanakya used a blinded protocol. He would deploy 3 separate categories of agents, like a merchant, a monk, and a servant, to audit the same target. These nodes were isolated. They did not know each other's identities or the data their counterparts were collecting. This created a threshold multi-signature consensus. To modify the global state, to launch a military response or arrest a tax collector, the system required at least 2 of these isolated sources to report the exact same data. If the reports diverged, the oracles were punished. By forcing 3 unlinked agents to produce the same result, Chanakya mathematically eliminated the risk of collusion. It turned individual human fallibility into a statistically negligible system risk. Instead of trying to encrypt physical travel routes, Chanakya built an information redundancy engine that neutralized the incentive for any single actor to lie. The empire also faced the threat of a Sybil attack. This occurs when an adversary creates a flood of fake, anonymous identities to manipulate public consensus or distort economic data, which was the ancient equivalent of foreign infiltrators masquerading as loyal subjects. Chanakya's defense was the Gopa, or the local ledger maintainer. The Gopa was mandated to record every single node in their jurisdiction, tracking population count, professions, income, and the physical markings of every traveler. This registry functioned as an authentication protocol. Only actors who matched a verified entry in the Gopa's ledger were permitted to interact with the state's internal systems. It provided a physical analog to a digital key, ensuring the network remained closed to anonymous actors. An infiltrator couldn't sway local consensus because the physical reality of their presence had to match the specific parameters already recorded in the state ledger. The result was a self-stabilizing state machine. Chanakya had designed the Mauryan Empire for high fault tolerance, allowing it to remain functional despite human greed or foreign interference. By hard-coding this multi-signature verification loop into the king's daily routine, Chanakya ensured that the central command never executed corrupted or unverified code. This logic mirrors modern blockchain networks. Protocols like proof of work or proof of stake are designed to maintain an uncorrupted ledger even if a significant percentage of the network's nodes turn malicious. Chanakya did not try to build a world of perfect, unbribable people. Instead, he accepted human corruption as an inevitable system variable and built an architecture that could operate in spite of it. Long before the first line of silicon-based code was written, the Arthashastra established that a stable state survives through decentralized consensus. It proved that security is a product of the system's architecture, rather than its walls.